Welcome back to our channel, your premier destination for the most comprehensive updates and in-depth analysis of everything happening in Port Charles. Today is a beautiful day to dive deep into the intricate web of drama, romance, and suspense that our favorite daytime drama consistently delivers. Let us jump straight into the heart of the latest extraordinary developments. The highly anticipated return of Jason Morgan, masterfully portrayed by the iconic Steve Burton, is poised to send unprecedented shockwaves throughout the deeply interconnected community of Port Charles. For decades, Jason has been the stoic enforcer, the unwavering protector, and the silent guardian who operates in the dangerous shadows of the city. However, the latest revelations from General Hospital indicate that this upcoming homecoming will be unlike any other we have witnessed in the past. Jason is not just returning to his old stomping grounds, he is coming back with a completely revolutionized outlook on his life, his choices, and his future. The man who once put the mob and his dangerous obligations above all else is experiencing a profound internal transformation, one that will force him to reevaluate every single relationship he holds dear, altering the very fabric of his existence in Port Charles. At the very center of this massive personal upheaval is his complex and deeply passionate relationship with Britt Westbourne, brought to life by the immensely talented Kelly Tebow. Speculation is running rampant across the fandom, and all signs point to the heartbreaking possibility that Jason is preparing to sever his romantic ties with Britt. This potential breakup is not merely a fleeting disagreement, but a fundamental divergence in their life paths. Jason appears to be steering his life toward a completely different horizon, one that may no longer have room for the chaotic and unpredictable energy that Britt inherently brings into his world. The profound shift in Jason's priorities suggests that the era of their star-crossed romance might be coming to an abrupt and definitive end, leaving fans to wonder what this means for both of these beloved characters moving forward. To truly understand the gravity of this impending separation, we must look back at the immense sacrifice that tore them apart in the first place. Devoted General Hospital viewers vividly remember the intense and harrowing circumstances surrounding the shooting of Ross Cullum, played with gritty realism by Andrew Hawkes. In a stunning display of loyalty and protective instinct, Jason willingly took the fall for the crime, stepping into the line of fire to shield Rocco Falconeri, portrayed by Finn Carr. This monumental decision was not made lightly. It was a calculated sacrifice that Jason believed was absolutely necessary to protect a vulnerable life, even though he knew it would cost him his own freedom and his burgeoning relationship with the woman he was growing to love. The weight of this choice has lingered over both Jason and Britt, casting a long, dark shadow over their potential future together. The immediate fallout from Jason's noble yet devastating choice culminated in a highly emotional and unforgettable sequence of events. Just moments before the formidable agents of the WSB descended upon him to make their arrest, Jason and Britt shared a poignant, tear-filled exchange that shattered the hearts of viewers everywhere. In the shadow of his impending incarceration, the protective walls Jason usually keeps so firmly in place finally crumbled, allowing them to exchange profound confessions of love. Those desperate whispered promises and the raw vulnerability they displayed seemed to cement their bond forever. It was a tragic separation that left the audience clinging to the desperate hope that their love could somehow survive the insurmountable obstacles placed in their path by the authorities in Jason's dark, dangerous world. However, the harsh reality of life in Port Charles is that nothing is ever guaranteed, especially when it comes to matters of the heart intertwined with the criminal underworld. Despite the profound depth of the feelings they confessed to one another before the WSB dragged Jason away in handcuffs, there is absolutely no assurance that the daytime drama will seamlessly resume the romantic storyline of Jason and Britt upon his return. Time, distance, and the traumatic experiences of incarceration have a way of altering a person's soul. The Jason Morgan who walks back into Port Charles will be a man forever changed by his time behind bars, and we must seriously consider the myriad of complicated factors that could spell disaster for their relationship once he inevitably resurfaces in town and begins to untangle the messy web of secrets left behind. Before the cold steel of the handcuffs locked around his wrists, Jason made one final, desperate plea to Britt. He looked into her eyes and earnestly begged her to confess all the dangerous trouble she was facing, to lay all her cards on the table so he could understand the full scope of the peril surrounding her. He needed to know the truth, the whole truth, to protect her even from afar. Yielding to his intense scrutiny and her own overwhelming guilt, Britt finally cracked under the immense pressure. She offered a partial confession, detailing her terrifying encounters with Ross Cullum, her dangerous entanglement with the ruthless Jen Sidwell, portrayed by Carlo Rota, and the deeply mysterious, highly classified project she had allowed herself to be dragged into against her better judgment. Yet, in a classic display of self-preservation and misguided protection, Britt chose to hold back the most explosive piece of information of all. She kept a massive, earth-shattering secret hidden in the dark recesses of her mind, a secret that has the power to destroy everything she and Jason have built. Jason remains completely and blissfully unaware of the horrifying truth regarding the man known to the town as Nathan West. The devastating reality is that this man is not who he claims to be. He is, in fact, Britt's own twin brother, Cassius Faison, brought to life with chilling charisma by Ryan Pavey. This monumental lie of omission is a ticking time bomb just waiting to detonate upon Jason's return, threatening to obliterate any remaining foundation of trust between them. The gravity of Britt's silence cannot be overstated, primarily because of the path of destruction Cassius Faison has carved through Port Charles while masquerading under a false identity. Cassius has systematically and ruthlessly deceived the very people that Jason Morgan cares about the most. He has infiltrated their lives, manipulated their trust, and positioned himself as a trusted figure while secretly harboring the dark, twisted legacy of the Faison bloodline. Britt's absolute lack of honesty regarding her twin brother's true identity transforms her from a mere bystander into an active accomplice in his web of deceit. For a man like Jason, who values loyalty and absolute truth above almost all else, this level of deception from the woman he loves could be an absolutely unforgivable offense. The situation escalates from a mere breach of trust to a matter of life and death when we consider the horrific actions Cassius Faison has ultimately taken. In a terrifying display of his true villainous nature, Cassius boldly kidnapped Jocelyn Jacks, played by the talented Eden McCoy, and held her captive against her will within the foreboding, Gothic walls of Windermere. Jocelyn is not just any resident of Port Charles. She is Carly's daughter, a young woman whom Jason has sworn to protect with his very life since the day she was born. The trauma inflicted upon Jocelyn by Britt's secret twin brother is a direct strike at the very core of Jason's chosen family, an act of unprovoked aggression that the enforcer will never, ever take lightly or forgive easily. When Jason finally returns to freedom and is fully briefed on the sheer magnitude of the chaos he missed while incarcerated by the WSB, the emotional fallout will be catastrophic. It is highly probable, if not entirely certain, that Jason will place a significant portion of the blame squarely on Britt's shoulders. He will undoubtedly realize that if she had only been completely honest with him from the very beginning, if she had only trusted him enough to reveal Cassius Faison's true identity, the kidnapping and terrorization of Jocelyn Jacks might have been entirely prevented. The agonizing realization that Britt's deeply guarded secrets directly endangered the people he loves most will create an insurmountable rift between them, poisoning the well of their romance with bitter resentment and forever broken trust. Beyond the immediate danger posed by Cassius Faison, Jason's time in prison has afforded him the quiet opportunity for deep, agonizing reflection regarding his own life choices, particularly concerning his family. He is bound to come to the crushing realization that all the immense effort, the dangerous risks, and the ultimate sacrifice he made to help Britt Westbourne came at an incredibly steep and devastating price for his young son, Danny Morgan, played by Asher Antonizin. While Jason was busy playing the hero for Britt and taking the fall for Rocco, Danny was left behind, abandoned and forced to navigate the immense complexities of his young life without the steady, guiding hand of his father to protect him. The profound weight of his absence will undoubtedly crush Jason's conscience. Because Jason is the only remaining father figure in Danny's life, the stakes have never been higher. It is becoming increasingly apparent that upon his release from the WSB's custody, Jason will be forced to drastically rearrange his life's priorities for the sole benefit and well-being of his son. Danny does not need a phantom enforcer who is constantly in and out of prison, wrapped up in the dangerous affairs of others. Danny desperately needs a reliable, present, and steadfast father whom he can trust to be there for the milestones, the heartbreaks, and the everyday moments. Jason's overwhelming guilt and profound love for Danny will likely ignite a fierce determination within him to fully embrace and assume his role as a dedicated, full-time parent. However, as the current narrative stands, all the tantalizing spoilers and behind-the-scenes leaks heavily suggest that Jason's heart and mind are firmly set on a completely different trajectory. He wants to focus his entirely renewed energy on Danny and the mending of his fractured family relationships, actively choosing the quiet, enduring strength of fatherhood over the tumultuous, unpredictable roller coaster of a dangerous romance. As Jason Morgan steps back into the bustling streets of Port Charles, he is actively seeking a genuine fresh start, a clean slate washed free of the mob's blood and the toxic secrets of his past lovers. The entire town is holding its breath in anticipation, and fans must stay glued to their screens to witness exactly what unfolds next in the extraordinary, ever-evolving journey of this legendary, unforgettable character.